Hill Test match at the Oval. Welcome to the highlights of the opening day. Welcome also to Mnet Supersport in South Africa, to the Caribbean Broadcasting Union, viewers in New Zealand, and to Gordon Greenwich, who joins our commentary team for the first time. West Indies 2-1 in this series, and radical changes in the England side as they bid to square it and try to come out on top of Viv Richards' side in this final encounter. These are the teams nominated at the toss. First of all, the England side, Gooch and Morris, then Atherton, Smith, Ramprakash. Alex Stewart comes in as wicketkeeper batsman. Ian Botham is back in the side, and a tremendous surge of crowd there, crowd fervour for Botham and his return to the England team. Then De Freitas, Lewis, Lawrence and Tufnell, the left-arm spinner, comes in for Richard Illingworth. West Indies, Haynes and Simmons, Richardson, Hooper, Richards, and there's no Gus Logie. Clayton Lambert comes into the side. Then there's Dujon, Marshall, Ambrose, Walsh and Patterson. So the toss between Graham Gooch and Vivian Richards. Gooch, as home skipper, flips up the coin. Richards had the job of calling. He called incorrectly, and this was the result as Graham Gooch picked up the coin. England won and are batting, and the umpires for this game, John Holder and Mervyn Kitchen. Just about perfect conditions for the start of this test match. There was a storm yesterday evening. The outfield a little damp this morning, but the ground staff did a marvellous job. The pitch looks to be an absolute belter. We join play now with the second ball of the morning. Curtly Ambrose is the bowler, and Graham Gooch is taking strike.
Oh, look at the lift there. It was short, but second delivery of a match. Let's watch this one. It's halfway down. We've seen pitches this summer where that one wouldn't have got through to Dujon at that height. That was well played. Bended that one down. That was a desperately difficult ball to try and combat. And another one. Oh. In the air a long, long while.
Well, this is super bowling by Curtly Ambrose. He crosses himself for bowling on his legs. He gets this one up very, very straight on middle stump. It's a dolly catch really for Gully coming in, and he spills it. Look at that super bounce and straightness from the bowler of Curtly Ambrose. It lollipops up, and Gully really is so keen to get there that only when he catches the ball and hits the floor and it bounces out.
Oh, first time the ball's genuinely beaten the bat.
Yes, this is lovely bowling by Curtly Ambrose. All that line and length I was talking about, and this time he just draws Graham Gooch a tiny shade wide. Just could have left that in the end.
Patrick Patterson to take the new ball.
No Gus Logie in this match. And the chance of taking two, but they need to be quick there. Clayton Lambert is a very, very good fielder. They won't have seen very much of him.
Well, fine piece of fielding here by Lambert. Picked up and throw on the turn. And a direct hit here could have caused problems. That would have been very, very tight with a direct hit.
Extra man comes in at leg gully now, so there's a short forward square in orthodox position. There's a leg gully and 4 slips plus gully on the offside.
And certainly Curtly Ambrose coming up to the wicket quicker than he did at Birmingham, and the ball going through a little bit quicker as well. Hugh Morris a bit of a torrid time there. Banging halfway down, but he played that one pretty well. He swayed back, kept the hands down. keep them down quite quick enough, but swayed out of the way nicely.
And that's 4. That'll be frustrating for Kirtley Ambrose, but it'll bring a bit of pleasure and perhaps half a smile to the face of Hugh Morris.
Yes, you don't have to hit the ball very hard, just a dead bat, really, slightly open face, and the ball just running away down to third man.
That was very fast. Well, he's very lucky that is not debited against him for wides. It went so far above the batsman's head and then cleared the wicketkeeper as well. It is a good indication of the bounce out there.
Yes, I don't think we'd have seen that on any pitch we've seen previously this summer. And, well, Dujan nowhere near that, and he's bowled that length occasionally early in the series, and it wouldn't have carried through to the keeper hardly. Tremendous amount of bounce out there. But the main thing is, as long as it keeps bouncing, one or two to suddenly keep low.
That's 4 for that.
Well, again, no real power in the shot, just really steering that ball away, but the extra pace of Patterson and Ambrose, that's all you need.
That's a beautiful stroke. It's pitched well up by Courtney Walsh. It's on the middle of the leg. And that's the sort of stroke that a top-class player always accomplishes with some style. The 50 partnership. Oh, well, that gets through, and Graham Gooch. Oh.
Well, huge shout, but Morris clearly took evasive action, and successful evasive action. Marshall got excited, but let's just see what it hit.
Well, it's a super delivery from Malcolm Marshall. Shortish ball, straight, not too short. It just clips the sweater as it goes past. He drops the hand. It looks to just clip the sweater. There it is. Nicely.
Well, they asked for it somewhere, not quite where Gooch meant. Top edge.
Well, quite a big slice of luck here for Graham Gooch. He goes to hook at the bouncer. It's a top edge. Unfortunately, it flies more or less straight over the wicketkeeper, Geoffrey Dujon, which is something like 40 to 50 yards away from fine leg.
Now Malcolm Marshall trying for a second successive bouncer, and it looks as though he's got an official warning. Umpire Holder signalled straight across to umpire Kitchen and raised one finger. And that was too close for John Holder to stand by and allow to go unnoticed.
Seemed to me to come back between bat and pad.
Yes, and your eyes were right, Richie. But not quite straight. Graham Gooch on the back foot there and then driving off the front foot without really getting forward. And the ball went in the air, just missing that man in that, well, short mid-wicket position. Didn't go too much wide of him. Went in the air, but Gooch is a little bit slow in getting back on the front foot. Something that can always happen when you play against these fellows. You don't exactly look to get on your front foot. You're playing from the back foot position all the time. And this time, just short of that short mid-wicket fielder off the back foot. That was up in the air quite a long time there. You'll think that maybe Gus Logie might have caught that because he did feel a little bit closer than Clayton Lambert there. And that was up quite a long time.
This is Patterson to Morris.
Just a little bit of lack of concentration by Hugh Morris there.
Graham Gooch is taking strike. Ambrose the bowler. Twice Gooch has been in trouble since lunch against Ambrose. Once pushing the ball just out of the reach on the left-hand side of Clayton Lambert, who's in the West Indian side in place of Gus Logie. And just then, the attempted pull, which was rather cut short.
Yes, he didn't really get in good position there, Gooch. He was trying to play it from the offside and, well, very rushed at the finish, trying to get his head out of the way. Fortunately, only a short leg on the leg side. Normal field placing, somebody around by the umpire, that being a comfortable catch. Gooch doing a good job there for the side.
Once again as the fielder. Lambert has come into the side with Gus Logie having a knee injury. And the selectors have resisted the temptation to bring in Brian Lara. Lambert is an experienced player and a wonderful dashing batsman. Also a brilliant fielder. That's well played. He got over the top of that, steered it away between third slip and gully. And Morris now goes into the 30s. And that will be a great relief and confidence boost for him.
Yes, when you think of the times, this says that Mark Rampakash has got into the 20s and never made 30. Morris has got there now. Right up onto his toes again, and just, he did steer that through there. It was played, was that shot, it wasn't an edge.
And he's removed one of the slips with that stroke. Third man has gone down, so he's taken away one of the men in catching position. That man will be able to cut off the boundary. Richardson is down there at third man.
And there's the cheer for the 100 partnership between Gooch and Morris, and Graham Gooch's 50.
Yes, a very good 50 for Graham Gooch and excellent partnership for England.
And that had him in all sorts of trouble. Ambrose looks at Lambert. He can't believe he didn't get his man from that.
Well, Curtly Ambrose is really distraught at this. He's bowled half a dozen of these super straight, bouncy deliveries, and he hasn't got a wicket yet.
Half-hearted.
Well, the bowler and the wicketkeeper thought they heard something. I think it's more frustration, probably just flicked the sweater down the leg side. I think there's a lot of frustration there for the West Indies, particularly Curtly Ambrose. He's bowled so superbly, Hugh Morris, super short balls. He just hasn't got a wicket.
Oh, that's out. And if ever a man's worked for a wicket, that's Curtly Ambrose. Look at the joy signals from him. He's earned that, but all credit to Hugh Morris. Really, that was a fearful delivery. He's had a terrific working over, and there's no disgrace in getting out there. He's done his part. Out caught by Lambert for 44, and England 112 for 1.
Well, there's no disgrace in that for Hugh Morris, just disappointment at getting out. He's fought hard, a lot of determination and courage. But he's finally been got out by a super bowler.
There goes Hugh Morris. Over 3 hours he's batted. 130 balls, 4 fours. That was a solid effort. And the new batsman is Michael Atherton. What a wonderful piece of bowling this was. Ambrose bangs it in short. It's the direction as much as anything else. He'd all but got his man a couple of balls earlier, and there it was.
Change of bowling, Courtney Walsh.
There's another fearful delivery, and Atherton's gone. Well, this is high-class fast bowling, and really what the answer is to a delivery like that, who knows? Over 3 hours, Atherton has waited to bat, and he gets a delivery like that.
Well, it's great disappointment for Michael Atherton, but I have to say that's top-class fast bowling. Courtney Walsh delivered the ball, quick, bouncy, watch it get up right into the chest of Michael Atherton. He fends it off, and it's the bounce, you see, that causes him to fend it off. He hasn't got used to the bounce, sat in the pavilion, watching everybody else, and that's why you've got to attack the batsman, the new batsman, as much as possible in the first 20 minutes he starts his innings.
Oh, this depth in the England batting already being put to the test. If ever England need the best, it's right now. And my word, these wickets have woken the crowd up as well. Great shot from Gooch. That's his 4th boundary.
He's got the wicket, so badly wanted by the West Indies, to make it 3. They lost 2 straight away, Morris and then Atherton, and now the skipper, Graham Gooch.
Well, I don't think there's too much doubt there. Gooch going across, really in front, didn't get outside off stump. And that's a disappointment for England again. 100th start, and there they are collapsing again. But he's played well. He's had a good series, Graham Gooch.
Patrick Patterson. Oh, that's a great shot. He was waiting for that one. For a player who loves to get on the front foot, he can rock back extremely well when called for, and that was a great shot.
Yes, it certainly was, and he's very strong in the pull or in the cut.
That's a fine shot. Although Ramprakash has batted well in each innings in this series and set up a remarkable series of scores in the 20s, the occasional loose ball hasn't always been treated on its merits. This one was. Lovely shot. The previous one he clubbed to the boundary ropes. This one was stroked there. That was a lovely piece of timing.
Yeah, that's the second straight drive at played off Patrick Patterson. This one, yes, he got his feet nicely in line, just pushed it.
Terrific shot. Lovely shot by Robin Smith. Very quick to pick it out.
Top class shot there. It's a pull shot. The ball short, but he rocks back so quickly. Onto it in a flash, gives himself lots of time. Lovely quick feet movement, dancing around, so he looks to get forward, then back, and he's rocking and hitting it away.
Oh, good try by Lambert.
Yes, well, this shot by Mark Ramprakash, it's actually played there. Plays it off the middle of the bat. It's a really good attempt with the right hand.
That's a favourite shot of Robin Smith, and he's had just the patience that Jeff Boyd has been talking about. He waited for the right ball, the right shot, and that's 4 runs.
It's a high-quality shot, quick feet movement, using the pace of the ball, hitting it behind square, not trying to hit it too hard or too square, just using the pace of the ball. Super shot.
Another one. In front of square this time. And this outfield is quite lush and green, but it's certainly fast.
Well, this gives him a little bit more room still.
120 last wicket fell, 63 the partnership. Now.
A good shot there, right on top of it by Mark Ramprakash through the gully area.
Carl Hooper's about to bowl his little off spinners.
South caught at short leg and still in the 20s, still not able to reach 30, and once again he played pretty well. That was good delivery from Carl Hooper. It's just found the inside edge, gone onto the pad and ballooned up to short leg, and 4 wickets are down.
Alex Stewart, then he's got it in place of Jack Russell. One thing, of course, is he plays all his home cricket here for Surrey, and there's a lot in being used to playing on the ground. Well, that was short, and he went down very well, and look at that, he's still looking straight at the bowler. It's an important thing, even though you're ducking, you still keep on watching.
That's very well bowled, the short pitcher and then the attempted Yorker. It wasn't quite the perfect Yorker. It wasn't far off.
Well, Concord flew above and right in front of Alex Stewart. Pigeon. Flew straight across the pitch. Very lucky for him it happened at that split second, and he, perhaps he's a local lad, he understands all about that. Nicely steered that by Smith. And that's the 50. Robin Smith's 50. They play some lovely shots, but it's physical, mental, absolute commitment, as if he hews it out of the rock. That's a good shot by Stewart. Three good runs for him. He was quick onto the front foot. Oh, a wild stroke from Alex Stewart. He walks down with some impatience, I should think.
This is the first really poor and bad shot he's played. It's just a waft at the ball.
Yes, and Stewart then played very well to the end for his 19 not out. A total of 231 for 4 with 5 more runs added to take it up to that total at the end. Gooch 60 and Morris 44, an outstanding opening partnership against some fiery bowling. The West Indians really bowl well. I thought a superb performance today from Curtly Ambrose, 24 overs, 6 maidens and 2 for 40. Some fiery bowling. The West Indians really bowl well. I thought a superb performance today from Curtly Ambrose, 24 overs, 6 maidens and 2 for 48. A wicket to Walsh, who also bowled well, and Patterson bowled very fast all day and got absolutely no return. None for 67, with Marshall none for 31, and Hooper, who spun the ball a little, 1 for 23 from 16 overs. A very good performance. And it is Ambrose coming in to Smith. Now that got up from, well, it was only just short of a good length. Smith was playing across the crease, might even have been playing half forward, and that flew.
Yes, that wasn't a short ball at all. I think it got up from a very good length.
That is a cracking shot. He is so strong on that square cut. Shot. It's gone in front of point, away through cover. can assure you that is a very difficult stroke to play against Curtly Ambrose.
So I think, Richie, this is a shot of a guy in form and very confident.
Stewart got 2 for that, but it was also well bowled. It cut back pretty sharply at him. Up comes the 250.
And that is close. It hit him quite high, but he was crouching and bending, and umpire Kitchen had to decide just on one thing: the height. Patrick Patterson's got a very strong action, a very unusual action of the feet in his delivery stride. Classic action is to drop the back foot parallel with the crease. He doesn't do that. Oh, he's got him. What a catch there by Richardson. And Alex Stewart goes in a way that's not the first time he's done it against the West Indies. A loose shot outside off stump, cracked the ball away, and brilliantly picked up by Richardson. That's the end of Stewart. It's a good innings, and England now 263 for 5.
Yes, it is a good innings by Alex Stewart, but to get out this way from a ball that you're trying to score off, you've done all the hard work.
Well, there's the man, and just watch and listen to this. The only bigger reception you might get from that in this match is when Viv Richards walks in. 2 years out of international cricket. First ball for almost exactly 2 years. His last test match for England was in the middle of August at Trent Bridge 2 years ago. Oh, that one actually nipped back.
Good shot. Cheers of relief as the ball's hit straight for the first time of the morning.
You don't get many half volleys, so you can't afford to miss out when one comes along, and Robin Smith managed to get onto that one and get 3 runs.
Saw him do that to Dennis Lilly when the Australians were over here some years ago. Seen him do it on other grounds. That's the first time we've seen it this morning. He's launched himself at that one.
And here's one of his old adversaries, Malcolm Marshall.
$300 for 5, England.
Yes, another milestone for England. I think Captain Greenwood should be very pleased with that score.
Don't think Courtney will be very popular for that, other than with Robin Smith. Long half volley, absolutely straight and straight driven. 2,000 runs in Test match cricket for Robin Smith. It's a fine performance, particularly when you take into account what a poor series he had against Australia out in Australia. It was astonishing the way he slipped, the way his form slipped. 238 runs at 29 there, and yet he still averages over 50 in all Test matches. That's a good shot. That will race away over the outfield. It's a bit downhill there. No chance of cutting that off.
Oh, now it was a no ball, but just look at this for a delivery and the movement away from the bat off the pitch.
Malcolm Marshall really angry with himself there. He's been making the ball swing into the right-handed batsman, and then this one he makes go straight on. Lovely cutter, just seams out just a fraction, holding its line, and it's a no ball. What frustration.
That's a great shot.
Well, this crowd might have been silent watching Malcolm Marshall bowl at Ian Botham, but they've suddenly come alive for this shot. What a cracker.
Only that naught in the second innings at Headingley to mar that sequence. That'll be it. Great effort. Crowd just don't applaud, they cheer as well, and so they should. Both of them turning into 3 runs. And listen to this for a reception for Robin Smith. Everybody appreciative of that. His 600 for England, second against the West Indies. And to have already got 600s in his first 27 Test matches. He's on the way to a long and illustrious career. Splendid innings.
That's out. OBW to Marshall. I suspect beaten by the swing when we see the replay. Malcolm Marshall and Geoffrey Dujour went up for the appeal.
Well, Robinson just getting a little bit too far over, causing to play a little bit across the line there, coming from second slip towards mid-wicket with the bat. But that's been a marvellous innings by Smith. He's been positive right from first ball. He's taken the fight to them, and a marvellous innings by Robin Smith again.
New batsman is Chris Lewis. Now, Viv Richards is going off. When I said with that dismissal of Robin Smith that Richards appeared to be doing something else, in fact he did. He was clutching his knee or his shin, and he's now being brought off by the West Indian physiotherapist Dennis Waite. Keep your eye on Richards, top left. He's already feeling his right knee, and when the dismissal comes, when the umpire gives him out, he is still bending down. The reason for that is that he's just been stung by a bee on the right knee.
There you are, not out 20, 68 balls and 2 hours of batting with just 1 4. How many times has Ian Botham batted for 2 hours and it just 1 4?
Oh, that was well bowled, that quicker ball. Botham won't have seen too much of that, but he'll store it away. I've seen Hooper have success with that ball before. There's hardly any discernible change in action. Curtly Ambrose is marginally impressed. by the fielding. No more than that. It's gone. Stump. Bale goes off. Botham has gone. Out for 31. It was the bouncer that did it, and it was a bouncer that didn't seem to get up all that much. Botham might have changed his mind in mid-stroke and then stumbled in trying to evade the ball.
Well, he's certainly annoyed with himself, but he'd set himself, I think, to start playing shots. And this was a bouncer. He goes for the shot, but didn't really get in a good position. Wasn't looking at it. Overbalances. Just takes that one bail off with his leg. Almost cleared the top.
As Richards comes on, so Simmons goes off.
Now Lewis is 4, and the new batsman, Philip de Freitas, won't be facing. He's at the non-striker's end.
That's a fine shot.
Yes, he's got his feet nicely at that ball. He just waited for it, as a matter of fact. It came in slightly to him, and it's a very good shot by Chris Lewis.
It's a good shot. Sort of room that you can't afford to give with a field setting like this. Simply a deep long off and a square cover. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. Huge appeal, and he's gone. Umpire Holder didn't raise his finger, whether waiting just for de Freitas to go or wasn't sure, but de Freitas made his mind up for him. Good piece of bowling from Walsh. Nice catch by Dujon. The end of de Freitas, caught at the wicket. He's gone for 7, and England 386 for 8.
Yes, I suppose the usual pattern here where he played very well, the other bowlers that he faced, and then suddenly a new bowler comes on and perhaps a little fresher and put a little bit extra in this ball, and perhaps catching a little bit too relaxed.
Well, he was aiming for a particular part of the oval. It was more inclined towards the gasometer than the pavilion where it finished, but it's worth 4. A touch from Geoffrey Boycott, but tail-enders have different horizons, Geoffrey.
They must have different thoughts as well. There's a real old-fashioned wipe at the ball, a top edge. 4 runs for England with a big slice of luck.
To Richardson's, slightly to the right, got 2 hands to it, couldn't hold it. Already taken 1 thrilling catch this morning. That's 400, and well, the crowd think that is a big achievement, as indeed it is.
Courtney Walsh is the bowler from the Vauxhall end. Chris Lewis taking strike. Oh, good shot. He waited for that in delightful fashion placed it perfectly. It was quite a deliberate placement. Super. Vivian Richards has picked up the wicket of David Lawrence. Lawrence could hardly believe it. Richards took it as a sharp chance. Courtney Walsh has another wicket. It's 411 for 9.
There's that little bit of extra bounce again there. Just catching the shoulder of the bat there, Lawrence. Viv Richards making it look very easy at slip.
Yeah, Patrick Patterson got the signal. And he's ready, and so is Philip Tufnell. Got it at the, well, it might have been the third attempt, could have been the fourth. Desmond Haynes, the catcher. Patrick Patterson, a wicket with his first ball in the spell. And Philip Tufnell out for 2. The innings ends at 419.
Well, it was a straightforward catch, a little bit backing away, the face open straight in, but at the end it was a brilliant catch. You see, Tufnell doesn't really get into line. The right foot's well outside leg stump, so is the left. Face of the bat open, straightforward catch, but, well, he made it into a brilliant one at the finish.
Juggle, 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 Desmond, but it all came up all right in the end. 419 with Tufnell out for 2, eventually caught by Haynes off Patterson's bowling. So that's an excellent effort from England. Lovely innings from Robin Smith, a lot of courage there, a lot of marvellous stroke play, and good performances from Stewart and Botham, 31 each, and Chris Lewis, only 3 short of a half century to follow on his good batting in the Edgbaston Test. The bowling figures, I thought the West Indies did a great job. Ambrose 3 for 83 from 36 and 8 maidens. Patterson 2 for 87, coming back and getting the wicket with the first ball of that spell. And Walsh 3 for 91, bowled some excellent overs. Malcolm Marshall got the ball to swing out there, 1 for 62. And Carl Hooper, an extended spell there, 34 overs, 1 maiden and 1 for 78. That won't do him any harm in his all-round career. So 419 so far as England are concerned, and that gives the bowlers something at which to bowl. The pitch is still very good, plenty of bounce there. We join it in the first over. Philip de Freitas is the bowler, 3 runs on the board. Taking strike is Desmond Haynes.
That's 4. Haynes goes for the hook. This is what England don't want, because if the West Indies get off to a tearaway start, it's a very difficult thing for Graham Gooch to regain control, and even with a big score in the bag, it's something he doesn't want from his bowlers, this sort of length and width. And 4 more. This is, Geoffrey, where I'd query, even with 400 on the board, a tactic which England have used for so often in this series, with or without runs, an absence of a third man.
At this stage of the game, I wouldn't be too worried about that. You certainly want your catches up, but wherever you put the fielders, it's very important that the bowlers bowl well.
Lovely shot.
Must be very close. Yes, it is. That was quicker. And it was straight. I reckon it would have hit middle about halfway up. Lawrence breaks through.
A very full length there from David Lawrence. Well pitched up. Then it shuffles across. Fractionally goes back towards the leg side. Just leaving his legs in line at wicket to wicket. A very full length. There was no problem with the ball going over the top of the stumps.
And we've just, while all that was happening, seen one of the more brainless things you could ever see at a cricket ground, with that ridiculous, well, they call it the Mexican wave, but the spectators in that area have tossed all the rubbish they've gathered during the day in the air, and it's now blowing across the ground and will hold up the game. Richie Richardson out to face David Lawrence. Safe, but he didn't get off the meat of the bat. Even so, it'll still just roll over the boundary at deep forward square.
Fairly high to play the hook shot, and got a slight top edge. They middled it sufficiently. Went away to mid-wicket for 4.
That's in the air. Robert Smith has got it, takes it, and no ball has been called.
Yeah, I think everything would have been played just the same whether no ball had been called or not. Slightly top edge like he did before when it went to mid-wicket. I'm sure that Robin Smith didn't know.
Tufnell to Richardson. That's a beautifully struck shot by Richie Richardson. That's 6 all the way. Wonderful stroke.
Well, it seemed as if Richie Richardson was looking for this ball, the first ball of the over, so quickly down the pitch with those dancing feet, and it's a lovely struck shot.
So, for the first time in the match, to great acclaim, Ian Botham is about to bowl. That's a typical Botham. You lucky thing, he says. Actually well played. Dropped him. Botham's first over. And a chance goes down. Graham Gooch at first slip. 3 overs to go, and it's Tufnell to Richardson. Whoa, well, that was nearly a catch.
Well, this was lovely bowling by Philip Tufnell. He did Richie Richardson in the flight. He wasn't quite to the pitch. Difficult chance to take. You've got to take them in Test match cricket.
First Gooch and then Atherton, and you certainly do have to hang on to those catches at this level if you're to win matches. That 90 for 1 could so easily have been 90 for 3. There were 3 more runs added after Atherton's drop. Bowling figures for England: Freitas none for 23, Lawrence 1 for 42, again expensive, but he got the break through. And Tufnell none for 21, bowled very tidily and certainly turned the ball little. Ian Botham is in there with his magic, 2 overs, 1 maiden and no wicket for 4. Afternoon, but they still have West Indies 90 for 1. And the West Indies side 329 runs behind. And 29 runs behind. Now, out in the centre, there's one very interesting aspect of today. There's a lot of rough stuff there outside the left-hander's off stump at the Vauxhall end. That's the Vauxhall end at which we're looking. There's also some rough stuff outside the right-hander's off stump. So Phil Tufnell could be quite dangerous out there today. We join play with the last ball of the first over. Desmond Haynes has taken strike. Ian Botham is the bowler, and 2 runs have been added to the overnight total.
And this will be Haynes' 50. It's a long run for De Freitas from fine leg, and the batsmen take 3. So the early applause of the day goes to Desmond Haynes for his half-century. Here both of them gets his man. Richie Richardson flashing outside the off stump. And Alex Stewart, he's off the mark too with a good catch, and that will be a great relief to him and to the selectors, because remember, he's come into the side instead of Jack Russell.
Yes, it's certainly moved a little bit, just a bit wider. Probably it's easier to swing the ball from a bit wider than from straight, and a bit extra bounce, just catching that top edge.
Carl Hooper is the incoming batsman. Philip de Freitas. Oh, that's it, beautifully bowled. Maybe a little movement away off the seam, but it climbed. It took an age to get to Alex Stewart, but his hands were safe, and Carl Hooper goes for 3.
So far, Stewart's justified his place. Taking the chances, he's made runs. Good delivery this. It bounced extra high. Got the shoulder of the bat. And a comfortable catch through to the keeper.
Lambert's first test match. He's played a one-day international against England, got a half-century there, but this is his first test match.
Yes, and he could have problems when the spinners bowl, Tony, because there's a lot of rough just outside his off stump. In fact, right onto the off stump for him, so a lot of problems when he has to face the spin bowling.
So here comes de Freitas. Splendid way to get off the mark.
That's a super shot. Just stood up and let the bat go. That was a lovely shot. Desmond Haynes appreciated that. Freitas from round the wicket, but that's got the same treatment. Haynes has had very little to hit, but quick to latch onto that one.
Yes, no captain can set fields for this. Medium pace, short of a length. The batsmen are going to crucify a medium pacer on this pitch if you bowl short.
So it's going to be David Lawrence from the Vauxhall end. I definitely think it'd be worth bringing Tufnell on the pavilion end, even if you only gave him a couple of overs to test Lambert out. Shot. It'll race away down the hill there for 4. Lambert certainly gives the bowler a good look at the stumps. I can't remember seeing anyone bat that wide. Takes block actually outside leg stump. got to be the place.
Well, you see there, as soon as David Lawrence gets one ball in the right spot, outside off stump, get a poor shot from Clayton Lambert, flashing back foot, drive or attempted drive, it's a poor shot. Now, England just have not ball balls in that area.
Yes, it's been something of a surprise that Tufnell hasn't been tried before. If the wickets were falling, fine, but Lambert is threatening to take charge, and as somebody who more often than not opens the innings, it must have been worth a try of spin against him earlier than this. Well, that's his answer, and the first ball, and he's got him. Now then, Stewart first up to Tufnell, and exactly what people have been saying here, that it must have been worth a try for spin. Lambert cannot resist, he couldn't. And the very first delivery, Philip Tufnell breaks the partnership, and Clayton Lambert, a wonderfully entertaining innings, ending at 39, and West Indies now 158 for 4.
Well, it wasn't a great shot by Clayton Lambert, but really Tufnell ought to have been on a good hour ago.
This will be the first delivery that Geoffrey Dujon has faced. Oh, first and last. Lawrence strikes, catches Dujon on the back foot. The ball nipped back and absolutely plumb. 160 for 5. Dujon out to the first ball he received.
Yeah, I think Dujon certainly misread the length there. It's quite a full length. Well, there's no doubt about that one. He didn't get that left leg outside of stump, came back knee-high on the back foot between the popping crease and the stumps, and no doubt whatsoever there.
And still no Viv Richards. Disappointment for the crowd. It'll be a bigger disappointment for the West Indies as well, because they are really in trouble. Half the side gone. 160 more needed to avoid the follow-on. Now there's problems from both ends.
Well, that was right on that length we were talking about, round about the off stump, and that certainly turned.
Got him. And that is another wicket for Tufnell. Both of them the man. And West Indies now in real trouble, 161 for 6.
Went straight in, but would go reasonably quick when you're playing a forcing shot off the back foot. No problem at all. The West Indies in real trouble now, and they say Tufnell's certainly getting quite an amount of spin at that Vauxhall end now.
And finally the man appears, and far from well. How many times has he batted at number 8 for the West Indies? And an acknowledgement of a reception that matches that of Botham.
Shot. He didn't quite time it as he would have wished, but it is downhill towards the boundary. They'll just pick up. very easy 3.
Yes, I think perhaps Desmond Haynes, right now, given the situation, is more contented and probably just stroking the ball around, as he's lost so many of his partners this morning. It's been an excellent morning for England.
172 for 6, and Vivian Richards is on 2. And he's caught behind. That is a very good catch by Alex Stewart in the England team as wicketkeeper. That ball got a thickish outside edge, and Alex Stewart took it brilliantly across in front of slip. That's well bowled by Phil Tufnell.
Yes, Richie, and this it's a good length here by Phil Tufnell. Yes, and I think Viv also be disappointed in looking back at the replay of this shot.
.172 for 7 now. West Indies looking in trouble as regards avoiding the follow-on. Bradley Ambrose, left-hander, to face Phil Tufnell. Number 48 to avoid the follow-on. And Botham has him. Tufnell has another wicket. Bowling into the rough outside the left-hander's off stump. Good sharp catch by Botham, straight to him, but they're never easy there. And it is now 172 for 8.
The wickets that have fallen today, I think the batsmen, most of the batsmen, they could probably sort of think to themselves that it's mainly their own fault.
The new player will be Courtney Walsh. Patrick Patterson still to come. 19 extras in that total of 172 for 8. You wouldn't believe it. That's very good. That's very well bowled. But you'll forgive me, Gordon, if I just raise an eyebrow at what's going on out there.
Well, Richie, it beats me. I just don't know what is happening. Everyone just seems to feel that the time is right to hit out. And that's what most of the batsmen have done, and they just held up to the fielders. Again, Desmond Haynes must be wondering what is happening in the dressing room, what thoughts have been going through these batsmen's mind, because they've not come out there with any intentions of probably staying there. And those who have got out have just carelessly given away the wicket.
Patrick Patterson is the new batsman.
Desmond Haynes at the other end, be hoping that Patrick Patterson can keep out this first ball or this over if he has to face all 6 balls, and not continue the trend as it's been the downfall of the previous 5 or 6 batsmen. Well, perhaps not.
Last left-arm spinner to take 5 wickets in an innings against West Indies was Alan Border. And he did that in March of this year in Georgetown when West Indies won the 2nd Test match. Botham. Brilliant stuff. And for 5 for 25, Reed 6 for 25.
Yes, you can see the disappointment on Desmond Haynes' face, and total delight for Graham Gooch and the England players out there.
That was a good catch. Not only did he have to make ground, he had to push off with his right foot. Catches for both of them, catches for Stewart. And a great team effort from England to keep West Indies down there to 176 and ensure that the follow-on could be applied. Desmond Haynes batted through the innings there, 75 not out, 39 to Clayton Lambert, falling to the first ball of Phil Tufnell's spell, and no one else in double figures from that point on. 176, and the bowling figures quite remarkable. Freitas 1 for 38, Lawrence 2 for 67, Botham 1 for 27, and Lewis none for 10. Tufnell 14.3 overs, 3 maidens, 6 for 25 in his comeback match, 6 for 4 in 4 overs, one of the more remarkable statistics of modern day cricket. So the follow-on applied, West Indies 243 runs behind, 176 all out, and those astonishing figures on the right there, Tufnell 6 for 25. We join play now with the 5th ball of the 2nd over. 1 run is on the board for the West Indies. It's David Lawrence coming into bowl, and Phil Simmons is taking strike.
Lovely stroke. Pleasant feeling when the ball comes onto the bat quickly and you drive it straight to that gap at extra cover. Well, that's the very best of Phil Simmons. No need for any footwork.
Well, I think this is the best shot I've ever seen from Phil Simmons. It's an absolute belter of a shot. He really cracked that hard.
Lovely shot from Haynes.
That's 6, and a big 6 as well. I don't think Tufnell will mind that. Simmons has taken a step down and smashed him into the pavilion, but I don't think Tufnell will be perturbed at that.
Botham. Oh, he's got him! Now that is super captaincy, super bowling and good field setting, because they've had a man there for Simmons throughout this match and it's paid off. Chris Lewis, a brilliant catch, the first West Indies wicket down, Simmons caught by Lewis. Off the bowling of Botham, 53 for 1.
Well, I've been mentioning before tea and since tea why the gully is deep. And just before tea they had a squarish cover point as well, because Simmons, when he drives, he slices the ball off the face of the bat. And if the gullies stay deep enough, the ball's going to come at them quickly. They've got time to see it and react. And Chris Lewis did an absolutely first-class job.
Change in the batting order, and Clayton Lambert. Well, he's gone for it, and that's 4.
Yes, a good shot by Clayton Lambert. Ball spearing across him. Hits it well off the back foot, but I don't think England will mind that too much. Neither will Ian Botham, as long as they make him score on the offside.
Well, that's Clayton Lambert's answer. Pick up the ball from outside off stump and hit it away through mid-wicket. It's not far away. Yes, it didn't get up at all. Clayton Lambert's unlucky there. the ball has been bouncing quite a lot on this pitch. And that one is kept down. Ian Botham has struck again. It's 71 for 2 now. Lambert had played some pretty good shots there. Well, it's pitched in line, and he's played across it, but it just hasn't got up nearly as much as he thought it would.
This really is excellent weather for cricket. There's a little breeze just blowing across the field here. Glorious shot there by Richie Richardson. And this really is a very nice shot. He got his feet nicely to this ball and just leans slightly forward into it. And
well, if anything, that was a better stroke than the one earlier in the over. That was just top class. Most beautiful square drive.
West Indies have got to bat for a long while before they get their noses in front. Now David Lawrence. Well, the crowd thought that was a catch. In fact, that one from Richie Richardson was not hit down into the ground, and well, there have been more difficult caught and bowls taken. The end of Tufnell, the start of Lewis, and 4 runs for Haynes. Well, that's the 50 partnership, and it's come at a brisk rate in 80 deliveries. And he's gone. Well, that is that. So the end of Haynes. Lawrence strikes, and that is exactly what England wanted and West Indies didn't. Haynes falling round that front leg, ball of fullish length, a little bit of movement, and the end of a super effort from him. 43 to follow on his unbeaten 75, and what a hand he'll get.
England's change of bowling and change of pace. David Lawrence, quick bowler, didn't quite get fully forward.
New batsman Carl Hooper.
That's well bowled. You must just have got an inside edge onto that. Ball of very, very full length. Indeed he has. There's no signal there from umpire Kitchen. He had to reach for that, but he still thrashed it away. Good shot. Not a bad ball, but a great shot.
Yes, he just waited on this ball here. Slightly short from Tufnell.
Wasn't quite such a good shot. That would have brought one or two hearts jumping and pounding in the West Indian dressing room. He was beaten in the flight there by Phil Tufnell. No edge there, and therefore no success for England. No more runs either. 152 for 3 at the close of play. But England in a very strong position. Richardson 39 and Hooper 11. They played very sensibly, but the bowlers did wonderfully well for England today. Lawrence 1 wicket, and then Lewis and De Freitas and Tufnell, no wickets for them. And both of them 12 overs, 3 maidens, and 2 for 29. So it's a wonderful team effort by the England side all the way through. That's the way the game was at the close of play on the 3rd day of this Cornhill Test match. West Indies 176, Tufnell 6 for 25, and Haynes batting right through the innings and joining a select band so to do in Test matches. Their second innings, 152 for 3, both of them 2 for 29, and those figures, 6 for 25, will stay with Philip Tufnell for a long, long time. He talked with Tony Lewis at the close of play.
Phil, I suppose being back was enough, but to come out with 6 for 25 is magical.
Unbelievable, yeah. Really enjoyed it. Had a really good day. Unbelievable.
It's usually rather threatening to bowl against the West Indies, but your little flight and your spin seem to work the trick there.
Yeah, they're all very good players and they like to get on with it and always coming at you. So they're always giving you a chance, I suppose. And just sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
What did you see in the pitch? What was in it for you?
Well, it's bounced really and turned just a little bit and just kept plugging away on the right line. And the odd one just bounced and turned a bit.
Was there much rough outside the left-hander's off-stump there?
Yeah, there was. I didn't bowl to him for much though.
One ball?
Yeah, that's right. But there was a little bit out there. There was a little bit of the footmarks out there, yes, which helps.
So did the batting approach of the West Indies really surprise you?
Well, I knew roughly what they'd be doing and they'd be trying to get after me and so you just got to keep your cool and just keep plugging away really and hopefully they'll chip them up in the air.
Yeah, and what chances of a repeat performance in this innings?
Well, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? I don't know. I just have to try my best.
Well, no wonder Phil Tufnell looks very, very happy there in that interview with Tony Lewis, because those figures will live with him forever right through his cricketing career. The one that'll live most, I reckon, is when he deceived and trapped one of the greatest batsmen the world has ever seen, the West Indian skipper, Vivian Richards. Answer it with all-out attack. The conditions here at the Oval for the 4th day, not all that good. There's a bit of cloud around. The thought is that there might be a shower or two later in the day. So far, we're okay. Ian Botham bowled the first over of the day to allow Phil Tufnell to change ends. He's bowling from the pavilion end now. It's the second ball of the 3rd over. He's bowling to Carl Hooper, and already 14 runs have been added to the overnight total.
That's well played. Well, that's a cracking shot, and that's 6 runs. It's what you call a flat 6. Didn't get up very high, but terrific commitment to the shot. That's a hard game, this Test cricket. Philip Tufnell, 6 for 25 one day, and now his bowling figure's not looking quite so rosy. 22 overs, 0 for 79, but he still is the key man. The 50 partnership has come up. We only just got to that one. but it only just got to the boundary as well. I mean, that really wasn't bad bowling at all, but they've just decided to give it a crack and try and hit Phil Tufnell's confidence clean from out of him.
Well, this could have been out as easy as it's gone for 6. It was made to hit across the line. If that ball had bounced a little higher, turned a bit, that would have been straight up in there.
Another beautiful stroke. What a wonderful stroke. It asked for it, but it was brutal and beautiful.
Oh, it was the bouncer. Didn't get too high. Roundabout chest high. Hooper moved just inside it and hit that away behind square for 6.
And West Indies are now 51 runs behind.
Now Tufnell to Richardson. Super shot from Richardson. And Prakash might get there, but doesn't. Really is some wonderful stroke play from Hooper. Now that's 50, and that is as exciting a half-century as we've seen in the series.
You can see Philip Tufnell at the moment. The spring in his step that was there yesterday when wickets were coming easily is not quite there this morning. The head's down a bit. He's having to think about his bowling a lot more.
And he's got his man. That's exactly why the fielder's there. Gooch takes it. Tufnell, a relieved man, and Hooper at the end of a thrilling exhibition. He got West Indies so far, but not far enough. Out for 54, 208 for 4. Well, now dropping down the order for the West Indies captain. And this, the final appearance. More runs. .50 for Richie Richardson. No ball. And just stroked away. That ball, realistically impossible for a ball to gather pace, but the fielder made no impression on it. That was only just pushed away.
Well, you won't see a lovelier shot than this. This is just easily timed.
Well, that one was hit a little harder than the first boundary he scored.
Oh, well, that's game, I tell you. Perhaps it didn't cut back quite far enough. Well, that's one of the reasons they brought in that law about not playing a stroke and you may be out OBW.
Oh, now that was well bowled. That's a lovely shot. The footwork made that. That was an all-run 4, and the crowd don't know it, but that has preserved Viv Richards, assuming this is his final Test match, with a career average of 50. Even should he get out. And it also means as well, which the crowd was applauding, that the deficit has been wiped out, and West Indies now are effectively 1 run for 4 wickets. Well, he's signing off for lunch in the right way.
That's a marvellous stroke. Philip de Freitas just pitched a little bit short, and Richards hammered him away through mid-wicket, and applause from Richie Richardson, the non-striker.
And that's relief for the West Indians, because they've been really tied down by de Freitas and by Lewis. And suddenly Richie Richardson unleashes a cracking off drive. And just look at the sky formations above there, the dark grey clouds. Play goes on. Nothing wrong with the light now, they say.
Well, perhaps he's just convinced the 2 umpires that they were right in staying on.
Nobody saw that. With 2 men out there for the hook or the pull, they looked at each other, all bisected them. And for the first time in this Test match, it'll be Botham bowling to Richards. And that is 50. Acknowledgement to the dressing room first, then the crowd, as well as 24 hundreds for the West Indies, 45 50s. Oh, that was so close.
Oh, a brilliant stroke here by Viv Richards. Just really dismissed this ball. The back foot through cover. Beautifully timed.
There might be another one there.
I think Jack was being a little bit cautious when he said there might be another one there. I think there's never any doubt the moment it left the bat.
Oh, and he's out. Went for one over the top, and Lawrence gets his 3rd wicket. Well, what a way to go. Caught for 60. What a vital wicket that might be. 305 for 5, and Richards acknowledges applause on a Test match ground for what he says is the final time.
That wasn't a bad catch either. It went hard, head high, and Morris there clinging onto a sharp chance. But Viv will be disappointed getting out loud. He's shaking his head. He knows he's been a bit silly there. He was almost getting the West Indies to having a chance of saving the match and maybe even winning it. And that's gone in one false shot after working so hard. But he's been a great performer, great entertainer. He'll certainly be missed. He feels a little tinge of sadness as he walks up those steps for the last time in a long and illustrious career. Now you've got the shot. He's hitting it with the weight on the back foot. Didn't lean into it. He's trying to hit it straight, slightly inside edge, but it still went very quick. Morris there delighted to take the catch.
And the new batsman now on strike, Geoffrey Dujon.
In the air, but safe and 4. Once again, the attacking answer from Geoffrey Dujon.
Well, this ball finishes up to the boundary, but just an element of luck in that.
When Brian Castor was secretary here, he used to get on the loudspeakers and say, "Pigeons, go to Lords, pigeons, go to Lords." Caught pigeon, bowled Lawrence, I reckon, even though Stewart made the catch in the end. The concentration broken there. Stewart took the catch. Geoffrey Dujon had been fiddling and fussing around with that bird on the pitch. And he's now gone. And Stewart took it well. That was a good catch. Now Malcolm Marshall. But he's got to go too far back. Way up into the stand. The West Indian supporters are overjoyed. Robin Smith for one moment thought he had it.
Well, it was a super strike, was this, by Richie Richardson. I don't think there's any ever a doubt that he was trying to hit it right out of the park for 6. He didn't try to keep it down, he just takes it on the rise, hits it up into the air.
Very good chase. Splendid 100 for Richie Richardson. 100 out of 330 for 6. Very good innings. He still has plenty of work to do.
Chris Lewis.
Oh, that's very close. Just doing a little bit too much. Just cutting down the leg side, perhaps.
The only thing that could have saved the batsman there was maybe just missing leg stump.
One more run was added to take the West Indies score along to 356 for 6 when rain and bad light stopped play. A lovely innings from Richie Richardson, unbeaten on 108. Malcolm Marshall did a great job staying with him there for 17 and unbeaten at the end. Viv Richards 60, and that glorious innings from Carl Hooper this morning, which carried the attack to England. 54 he made, 356 for 6 at the end. Now the bowling figures for England: David Lawrence, a wholehearted effort from him, 23 overs, 3 maidens and 3 for 97. Phil Tufnell bowled well, although those figures don't reflect it. 42 overs, 5 maidens, 1 for 145. Not quite the same success as the first innings, but he still did a good job. And Botham 2 for 40 in 16 overs. De Freitas none for 27, and Lewis none for 35. And when that rain and bad light came at 4:50. Last day of the final Cornhill Test match at the Oval. Welcome to the highlights. This has been a great cricket match. Plenty of good batting and bowling and brilliant fielding from both these teams. And this was the scorecard at the start of play on the final day. 356 for 6 with Richie Richardson 108. A super innings from him. Viv Richards yesterday made 60. Malcolm Marshall stayed with Richardson at the end and made 17 not out. The 19 extras, 356 for 6. And that leaves the West Indies 113 runs ahead. Well, conditions excellent, and the forecast from the weather point of view, really good. The pitch excellent, and the forecast from the weather point of view, really good. The pitch has been good all the way through, and it's a question now of how many runs the West Indies can make this morning. Can they set England something round about 150 or 160 to make? Well, Malcolm Marshall, who stayed with Richie Richardson, is taking the first ball of the morning. The bowler is Philip de Freitas. Oh, it's got to be close. The law states that you can be out RBW not playing a stroke. That was why it was introduced, to stop batsmen pushing their pad at the ball. Well, there's less doubt about that one, and de Freitas has done it.
Well, the first one was very near. There was no doubt about the second. Made a real mess of this stump. Just coming back a little into Malcolm Marshall there. Not a great deal, but he never really got into line, and, well, really took the middle stump out of the ground. Great sight for Philip de Freitas. Also a great sight for England.
Curtly Ambrose. Oh, yes, must be out. Absolutely plumb. What a morning for de Freitas, even if nothing else happens to him. He's broken through twice in the first over.
Not much doubt about that, and I don't even think we need to look from high square to see for height.
Courtney Walsh is a little slower than normal getting out of the dressing room, but then it's all been hustle and bustle this morning out the centre. May not have expected to be in quite as quickly as this. It went at terrific pace off the face of bat.
Nothing wrong with this shot, but a bad line from de Freitas. Only 2 men on the leg side, a fine leg and a wide mid-on.
A good delivery from de Freitas. It looked as though it left Courtney Walsh in the air and off the seam. Looked as though it quite carried to wicketkeeper Stewart's dive.
No Philip Tufnell, but David Lawrence. And the two Gloucestershire men now in opposition. And the score is roughly 1-1 between them in the 2 tests in which Lawrence has played. Now that is close, and he's got him. So Gucci's captaincy works again. Lawrence takes another wicket, his fourth, and West Indies now right on the brink at 378 for 9. Well, there goes Walsh, and here comes Patrick Patterson. That's what Richardson's been looking for.
Runs is important now, and I don't think time matters so much. There's plenty of that. There's a lot of overs as well. What is desperately needed is runs.
And got him. Lawrence's fifth. Gucci it is. He's been in the centre of everything. Richardson out for 121. West Indies bowled out for 385. England's target to win the match and square the series, 143.
And this is how Richard Richardson went. As the ball sort of swinging into him again, he's trying to sort of play it over mid-wicket and only succeeding in getting it to Graham Gooch.
That's a terrific performance from England to keep West Indies down to 385. Lovely innings from Richie Richardson. He didn't see much of the strike out there this morning, but still made 121. A good partnership with Courtney Walsh, who made 14. Patterson remained 1 not out, and the bowling figures for England, the first time David Lawrence has taken 5 in a test match, 5 for 106 from 25.5 overs and 4 maidens. De Freitas with that double breakthrough in the first over, 2 for 42, and Tufnell bowled much better than that, 1 for 150, all part of the learning process for him. He bowled 46 overs and 6 maidens. So when England went out for the 4th innings of this game, their 2nd innings, they needed 143 runs to win, and I can assure you that will not be easy. The West Indies know what they have to do. They haven't got many runs to play with. Their fast bowlers will be at the England batsmen all the way through. We join play now in the 2nd over. There's 3 runs on the board, and Hugh Morris is taking strike. Patrick Patterson, I can assure you, is bowling with tremendous speed.
A difficult, awkward place to be trying to play defensive.
Oh, that's a beauty from Patterson. It just licks the gloves. Morris trying to leave it. And beautifully caught by Dujon.
This is a fabulous delivery from Patrick Patterson. Wicked ball to get. Look how it leaps up there. The gloves can't get out of the way quick enough. That's what I was saying about those balls. You've got to somehow, just at the last minute, try and get the hands down, out of the way. It is very, very difficult.
And the next batsman, Michael Atherton.
Bad ball, but that was just about it. Short, outside the off stump, and just asking to be square cut. That will produce a lot of confidence in the England dressing room. That is a very positive stroke from Michael Atherton. He's been having a real run of outs. That was a good shot.
Right.
And that is just before lunch, the breakthrough for West Indies. Atherton gone. Caught it slip.
See again, it's a very full-length delivery. Not quite as full-length as some to Gooch. Didn't get fully forward. Outside edge, and Hooper taking the catch there at second slip. Well, let's make things interesting now. The West Indies will be going to lunch thinking they have a chance now.
You bowl that sort of stuff to Smith, and that really is meat and drink to him.
Yes, this would ease the pressure a little bit on Robin Smith. Ambrose should really sort of take note of what happened in the first innings when he was slightly wide.
Well, England will take anything that's coming. That's 4. Robin Smith immensely strong on both sides of the wicket square. Powerful square cut and a good tucker away on the leg side. The hook, there's 4 more. This might be the end of Kirtley Ambrose, because Will Richards can't afford to have this sort of thing happening without trying other bowlers.
Yes, Kirtley is very guilty again of dropping the ball a little too short. This time he has no protection, just a fine leg.
Oh, what a majestic shot that was. Almost as though it had been dress rehearsed. That really was a great shot. Footwork was perfect. Well, just look at this. Smith latches onto it so quickly. There'll be 4 more. And with this sort of field, really, which Richards has to post, he's got to get more accurate bowling than certainly Ambrose and now Patterson are providing him with. Just look at this. It's short, and there's enough width there for Robin Smith to get that favourite square cut of his in.
That's a cracking shot. And you see, if Richards can't afford a third man, he's got to keep catches up to get wickets. And so if you hit it, it goes.
Bibb has announced his, more or less announced his retirement. Malcolm Marshall have said that this is his last test tour on 3 occasions.
He's out. Gooch is gone. And here Gordon Greenidge and I were talking about Malcolm Marshall and retirement, and he's given us the proper answer. He's removed the England captain, Graham Gooch, for 29, and the score now 80 for 3.
Yes, here you see it, Malcolm Marshall, so it's just angling the ball slightly into Graham Gooch and perhaps catching him half forward, half back.
Mark Ramprakash is the new batsman, who throughout the series has revealed a very competitive temperament. Terrific shot, caught, Robin Smith. Gooch and Robin Smith go in successive overs. A short ball from Walsh was plucked out of the air, bit on. So, Alex Stewart, the new batsman.
Well, that ball keeping a little bit low. Get this on the last day of a test match, just a little bit. Alex Stewart getting it on the bottom edge of the bat.
It's a beautiful leg cutter from Malcolm Marshall. that will be watched so closely by England, both in the dressing room and 2 young players out in centre, to go from 70 to 80 and now on to 90. And they reach 100, a great weight will be off their shoulders.
Now, this is a fine shot. Didn't particularly go a long way across with his feet, but it was beautifully timed, and no West Indian bothered to try and chase that. Just sped away to the square boundary on the offside.
He didn't quite get that. It was meant to be the pull shot, and it's gone straight. It's 4 runs. We'd have to be quick here. Yeah, he's safe. There's good fielding from Patterson.
The last thing England want is a run out at this stage of the game. But there's no hesitation there on either batsman's part. Otherwise, that would have been decidedly tight. There wasn't a great deal in it there, about a foot.
Stroke, I tell you.
Well, Alex Stewart's certainly got a sweet bat. That went like a rocket through extra cover. Lovely shot. Another 100 on the board. That'll be a slight relief for England once you get those 3 figures up.
To bet what that was going to be, I'd have said an attempted bouncer, and I reckon Stewart backed it the same way. He gave that some tremendous hammer.
Lovely shot by Stewart, moved inside the line beautifully. Good footwork and good timing.
It's a confident shot there by Alex Stewart. He's played a number of good shots since he came into the crease in this innings here.
Prakash pulling. And really, this is now looking very comfortable indeed. The applause from the crowd. It's not of the relieved sort that we've had through most of these runs, but they're enjoying it. There's 4 more. And Clayton Lambert to bowl with the scores level. And that is out. And how often this happens in Test cricket, an occasional bowler comes on, somebody to finish a match, and he gets a wicket. Ram Prakash goes LBW to Lambert for 19. Alex Stewart gives a distraught Ram Prakash a consoling pat on the shoulder. A lot of the crowd are on, they'll have to go back off. 142 for 5, and will this mean that, watching this, there's no doubt at all in umpire Holder's eyes. And I suppose the fairy tale story to end the Test match would be for Ian Botham to hit the winning run. The thing here is that Ian Botham, throughout his long and distinguished Test career, This is his 98th test, has never played on an England winning side against the West Indies. He walks into bat with a part-time bowler on, 1 run to get, and only about 50 overs in which to get it. There he goes. 1 hit from both them. He wants a stump. Umpire Holder's got them. And England win, and that is the first time since 1957 they've won 2 games against the West Indies in a 5-match series. England win by 5 wickets.
And a very meritorious victory it was too. 146 for 5. Lovely innings from Alex Stewart. He carried the attack to the West Indian bowlers. 38 not out for him. Runs for the others. And the impetus early on by Gooch, Atherton and Smith. Ram Prakash unlucky to be out just at the very end there, but he has plenty to look back on in this series. The bowling, Ambrose strangely out of sorts today, none for 48 from 8 overs. Patterson bowled very fast early on, but was expensive, as is shown by the 63 runs. Took 2 wickets. Marshall 1 for 9, Walsh 1 for 18, and Lambert 1 for 4 from 4 balls. He may well say to his captain, "Skipper, if you had brought me on earlier, it might have been a different story." That is the way the final Cornhill Test match finished. England 419 and 146 for 5 beat the West Indies 176 and 385. England won by 5 wickets. The series was drawn 2-all. And at the presentation ceremony shortly afterwards, Graham Gooch received the cheque for £7,700 from Mr. Ray Treen, the general manager of Cornhill Insurance. Man of the match adjudicator Ray Illingworth nominated Robin Smith as his Cornhill player of the match. Smith a marvellous century in the England first innings. Mickey Stewart's nomination for the West Indian player of the series was Curtly Ambrose. He took 28 wickets at 19 per wicket and had a great strike rate of a wicket every 53 balls. Lance Gibbs chose Graham Gooch as the England player of the series, 480 runs at 60 per innings. Vivian Richards collected the Wisden Trophy from Mr. Ray Treen. The West Indies retained the trophy because of the drawn series. And after the presentation ceremony, Tony Lewis talked with the 2 captains.
Well, Viv, a great match this, great series. Congratulations first on retaining the trophy.
Thank you very much. It's a little bit maybe on a sad sort of note that the way things went, but we cannot feel that way because I think one's got to give credit for the way England played, and I think it's been a sporting sort of a contest, and the most important thing is that whatever we still retain this, I think our cricket is still in good shape, and that's the most important.
Well, of course, with cricket you can't write your own script, can you?
No, you don't, but I'm very pleased and happy because most certainly I thought maybe with the adversaries that we had to have been 1-0 down from very early, I thought that we did well. It's in soccer term and you go away from home and you get a draw. You're happy. I think every manager and captains would be pleased with that.
A word from Graham Gooch. Graham, congratulations on winning the match.
Thank you, Tony.
I was wondering, is this England on the way up or West Indies on the way down?
I don't know. I think the series was tremendously hard fought and we tremendously enjoyed the series and we were obviously pleased the way we played in all the matches. The West Indies come back and played tremendously in the middle 2 test matches to go 2-1 up, and I think we played quite well. They also played well here at the Oval. It was a great game and we're just happy to be drawing the series and to be competing with a great side like the West Indies.
Well, you both worked hard at it. It must be a great pleasure to see so many people get so much pleasure.
Well, what I do know is that I said from pretty early, that the two teams were pretty evenly contested. What I do know is that maybe it's a draw, but I'd like to think, that cricket was a great winner in this particular series. And I'm thankful for Graham for the spirit in which they played it. I think we have put to rest some of the bad sort of vibes, which we have had over the last couple of months. And I hope this continues, maybe in future, all the teams that do participate.
Well, Viv, thanks very much. Graham, congratulations to you on the side.
Thanks, Tony.
2 very happy captains there, and they have every right to be, because this was a very, very good series. It was, in fact, the series where everyone had a good time.
on, cause it's time to move on. Hear the drummer get wicked. Let's groove on, cause it's time to move on. Hear the drummer get wicked. Let's groove on, cause it's time to move on. Hear the drummer get wicked. Hear the drummer get wicked. Let's groove on, cause it's time to move on. Hear the drummer get wicked. Let's groove on, cause it's time to move on. Hear the drummer get wicked.
Now that's what's happening. Now that's what's happening.
A daunting way to finish there with the umpire, but it has been just that sort of happy season. Our next coverage of cricket will be the two NatWest semi-finals on Wednesday, and we leave you here from the Oval with three men. One who played for the first time in a winning test team against the West Indies, and the two other men who made the series what it was, Graham Gooch and Vivian Richards.